Welcome to the first episode of Let's Research Together. I am your host, Cameron Schrum. The purpose of this channel is to explore current research in biology, chemistry, medicine, and related disciplines. The first paper that we're going to look at is titled Insulin Receptor Associates with Promoters Genome-Wide and Regulates Gene Expression. This was published by Hancock et al. In the journal Cell back in April of 2019. So let's lay the foundation for discussing this paper. We have insulin and the insulin receptor. Insulin is a small peptide hormone that is secreted by the beta cells of the islets of Langerhans in the pancreas in response to an increase in blood sugar. And the target of insulin is the insulin receptor, which consists of 4 subunits, 2 alpha extracellular subunits, and 2 beta transmembrane subunits. The beta transmembrane subunits contain the residues which will be phosphorylated. So, the mechanism of insulin action that we are taught in the classroom and in textbooks and anywhere else on YouTube is that you have an increase in blood sugar, the pancreas releases insulin goes through the bloodstream and binds to the receptor, primarily for adipose, hepatocyte, and muscle cells. But the insulin receptor is expressed ubiquitously. However, what then happens is insulin binds to the alpha subunits of the receptors, which cause a conformational change or a change in shape for the beta subunits, causing a transphosphorylation event. So each subunit phosphorylates the other one, activating them. Once these subunits are phosphorylated and activated, they then directly phosphorylate IRS and SHC. So the insulin signal traditionally activates 2 phosphorylation cascades within the cell. So IRS leads to the AKT PI3K signaling cascade, which results in glucose uptake and glycogen synthesis. The SHC phosphorylation results in the MAPK-ERK signaling cascade, which changes gene expression and cell division activities. And this is what we are traditionally taught. The subject of this paper is that there is more to the story than that. And it's a new pathway, but it's actually not so new, because see, what happened is in the 80s, the insulin receptor was detected in the nucleus, but at the time they weren't quite sure what it was doing. So this paper has explored that, and the results that they have acquired are that upon insulin binding to the receptor, we have the traditional pathways activating, but we also have another pathway where insulin and its receptor all together are transported through the cytoplasm, across the nuclear membrane, into the nucleoplasm, where then the insulin receptor insulin complex binds to RNA polymerase II with the help of HCF1 at promoter sites. And these promoters are for genes with insulin-related functions, such as cell division, metabolism, and cell growth. So, what we have seen is that there are still so many questions about this pathway that is well studied. One major question is, how is this happening? We have the insulin receptor being transported all the way through the cytoplasm. And the mechanism by which this is occurring is not known yet. There are, however, some models that are out there that we will discuss in a later video that suggest ways that this could be happening. And I also see that, so this paper that we've just talked about is just discussing the insulin receptor. But it turns out there are numerous cell surface receptors that have been detected in the nucleus. And not just a portion of the receptor, but the entire receptor from the membrane is being, of several families are being transported. And many of their functions are not yet known. So again, the purpose of these videos, ultimately, I hope, is to inspire you, my viewership, to investigate scientific literature and to see where our knowledge is going, and maybe be a part of it yourself one day, performing your own research. If you like this content, please like and subscribe, and leave comments for me in the comment section. I will leave links to the paper under discussion, and unfortunately this paper is not free, but if you are part of a university and your university library is part of the interlibrary loan system, you can acquire this paper for free. I will also have a link for this Harvard News article, which alerted me to this paper, and another article, which is a review of this article. I will have a link for that as well. Thank you for listening, and I hope to see you in the next video.